So this is a very quick review of how we find the missing side of a right triangle, or the hypotenuse specifically, when we are given the two leg lengths using the Pythagorean theorem. So the first one, you'll notice we were given two values, which are the legs of this triangle, and we need to find this side C, which is our missing side length. And side C is a hypotenuse, so we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for that value. And remember that A and B can be switched around. It doesn't matter where I put those letters as long as they're not on the side that the hypotenuse needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these values in. 2 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5 times 5 is 25, equals C squared. So that means C squared has to equal 29. And then this is the hardest step that you need to remember. It's kind of the new thing. So I'm going to go ahead and change colors so you can see this. So to get the C by itself, what I need to do is take the square root of both sides. So taking the square root cancels out this exponent to the power of 2 that's with my variable. So those cancel each other out. So I'm just left with C on the right side, and then on the left side I have the square root of 29, and if it asks for the exact answer, you'd leave the square root of 29, but if I wanted to find the approximate answer, I'd put that in my calculator, and it's about 5.4 if I remember how to round correctly. We're going to do this one more time. It says find the length of the hypotenuse of a triangle with the lengths of 6 and 8. So I could sketch a triangle really quick, but if I know I'm finding the hypotenuse, I know that this has to be A and this has to be B. If you want to just sketch it, you could do this and just say 6 and 8, and we're missing C. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these in. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 8 times 8 is 64. That has to equal C squared. 36 plus 64, if I put that on my calculator, is 100. And you hopefully recognize what the answer has to be to this, because this is one you should have memorized. But what number times itself gives me 100? Well, the square root of C squared gives me just C, or the value of my hypotenuse, and 100, the square root of 100, is 10. So that means the hypotenuse on this one has to equal 10.